All right, different pacing on this one because I have to get this one out quickly. I needed to post again today because there's actually been a lot now since that last video went up, which it's now unlisted, but you can find it in the description because we might have another clown guy situation on our hands, or some pretty intelligent trolls were messing with me, or because I'm not actually a journalist, I'm just a dude that's trying to cover the game. Confirmation bias came in, or I just didn't do a very good job getting proper information. Either way, data mined information, which I don't usually cover, but in this case, because it directly proves me wrong, I must mention it, shows that you shouldn't lose karma when you kill Zryachiy. Now, on the other hand, I absolutely got a bunch of people that were sending me pictures of their Zirachi kills, of his gear and all of that stuff, and they did lose karma when they did that. Even specifically last night, the last person that sent it, I specifically told them, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you go and show me your scav rep right now? They went and showed me it. It was like, because they killed Santa, it was a negative number already, but whatever it was a something point something 7. Specifically remember 7 being the last number there. Then they went and did a raid. They said they killed Zirachi. They showed me the loot from that. They got back and they had 5 less rep. The absolute clown guy situation in this one is me losing that DM, but there's 20 million fucking DMs going on right now on my Discord. Practically impossible to keep track of anything, but I did save the pictures and I took notes on the information, which is what ended up making up the video. So the data shows that this shouldn't be possible. So obviously I took that out of the video down, but what I would like to do is give those people the benefit of the doubt and try and get a proper test for this stuff going, because maybe it is possible somewhere in there that you do lose rep for doing something. Because unless these people were lying and I got, which granted, good one there, they were on their PMCs, they went and they fought Zryachiy, they went on the Lighthouse Island, they looted him, they killed their sectants, and they lost rep at some point for doing that stuff. So I'm going to try and rally the troops here and see if we can get some proper data on this stuff. Worst case scenario, you guys, worst case scenario, you've got a bunch of crazy gear at the end of this. So please help if you can, and we'll get to the bottom of this by tomorrow. Now here's what we're working with. What is certain is Zryachiy spawns practically every raid, if not every raid, out there with his boys on the island, so there will be a very easy thing to test here. If you have a strong sniper rifle with an optic and feel like trying this out, this must be done online. You cannot do this offline, guys. Head over there and see if you can kill him. I'd do this myself, but my abilities failed me both times that I went to go and try, so I'm giving up and asking for help. I am just the news guy, by the way. So look for him up in the rocks. He'll even be up there in the daytime. Find and kill him first, since he will bop you with that Lapua while the sectants might not actually be able to see you or shoot at you. So work your way from the top with Antlerman first there. With everything that you do, pay attention for any kind of pop-up on the rep with fence or anything like that that might pop up in the body of your screen. Screenshot the end raid stats or get a clip of the entire thing, which would be preferable. Although if you do have an end raid screen with data that says you specifically lost rep on your PMC, send me a screenshot of that. I'd like to see that as well. Like I said, we'll get to the bottom of this by tomorrow and make corrections where needed. Thanks a ton for the help, guys. There is a lot of information coming in and out with this stuff, and it is very difficult to keep it together, especially when we have no word from BSG whatsoever. This is all community driven, and a lot of people are just trying to grind right now. They're not really necessarily paying attention to this stuff. So really appreciate the support, really appreciate the help here. Now there might be a ton of people that end up wanting to help with this, so I'll try my best, but at least, you know, the first 5 or 6 people who can get me like actual proper data with proof will get shout outs in the next video that we talk about this stuff. Because guess what? We're gonna need to talk about it again, which we'll get to in a second, but I did want to mention the rest of the info is very important from that video. So again, just do a mental block for the Zirachi stuff and pay attention to the rest of it. You'll find it in the description. And here's the other big stressful part from that other video that I just made a second ago. I tried my best to wait as long as possible, and now I'm practically the only person left that won't recognize that this exists, including the Reddit, which for some reason decided to keep it up, so I will go ahead and mention it. Yes, there is a clip of a conversation with Lightkeeper. It popped up just a couple hours after the wipe, and it was so obviously bugged or exploited or a hacker, I was waiting to see if somebody would actually earn it first and then be able to give them credit, and it would be really cool. I'm not going to link it, but you will find it for yourself just by looking. It's all over the place, and I don't want to spoil it for the people that want to earn it. It is filled with spoilers for lore and what he looks like in the room and all that stuff, and it was also, again, exploited in some way, which is why we don't see how to open the door or anything. It gives us no real good information. It's just the ending. It's literally your favorite movie, but just the last 5 minutes. As the kids would say these days, I'm pretty tilted, and that's even without the Zirachi stuff that I might have got wrong or I might have got trolled for, because we wait for years for something important to the story to show up, and then it literally gets spoiled within hours. Will I be able to move on? Yeah, of course, especially since we still have many steps to do and shit to figure out. But it just really sucks as a fan of the game that the story kind of got ruined like this, and the whole, you know, surprise and stuff got ruined like this. But oh well. Now again, I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm not going to give too much away. The video itself is lore, which I will dive deeper into once somebody does actually get it. And there's no mention, or you don't actually see any quests, since again, this was exploited. The person that did it didn't show the text for the quests because they didn't do them. Here is what we know right now from this. Lightkeeper is very powerful and will have quests for us to do, so they will likely involve heavy lifting, whether it be collection of very rare items or killing of many difficult enemies and other players. I imagine this will all be considered contenders for the top endgame content alongside the Kappa. And that's it. That's seriously it. The clip just essentially shows the new in-raid dialogue system, which is basically the same as any other RPG, but really cool and definitely, you know, new to the game. Nothing like this is in-game. This is all in raid. You walk up to him, he talks to you, you get a bit of UI with options of what to do or say next. Then based off of what you choose, he either continues to talk or you leave the room. However, you do leave the room back into Lighthouse and the open raid. We do not know how to get Zirachi to not shoot at you, which even with all the testing that we're now going to do, that won't even be answered yet. We just know that we will or won't get karma for killing him. Although it literally, just as I was reading this script, just clicked with me, if you don't lose karma, just fucking kill him. So yeah, let's figure that out. But there's still a door to figure out how to get through, and we're assuming that there is a long quest line involved with that, and we don't know the first step to even gaining access to that quest line. So there's a lot more to do. I'm thinking it's going to be late game content, so we might have to wait and see either with or after max traders, even possibly. Very crazy times, guys. Really appreciate the support, appreciate the help. Gotta mention it again, I'm just a dude that's playing the game, talking about the game. I'm not a journalist. I never went to school for any of this shit, and sometimes I make mistakes. But in case you're new to the channel, this is how I handle it. The video goes down, and we figure our shit out. So let's see what's going on with this antler boy. First up, do not sell these items, plain and simple, if you want to progress in the game. They are extremely likely to be needed for Lightkeeper in some way, shape, or form. So if you get them, do not sell them. They are quite rare. You'll thank me later. If you're somebody that doesn't seem to think they're rare because you're finding them a lot, you need to let me know in the comments exactly where you're finding them. Zryachiy was killed yesterday, and now he's even being farmed because he either spawns 100% of the time or something very close to that on the Lighthouse Island. But you do, in fact, lose Scav Karma, aka Reputation with Fence, for killing him on your PMC. So far, the reported amount seems to be minus 0.05, which is about 5 Scav raids worth of karma. Not too big of a deal if you tag him once or twice, but there's two catches here. First being, he spawns what seems to be every single raid along with multiple guards who are cultists. They are sectants specifically. So if people see the cultists, they might think this is a bad guy, I can kill this guy. No, you lose rep for doing that, even on your PMC specifically. Now, if you do kill him, there's nothing weird about it. As long as you can cross the bridge and get through the mines, you can go get his loot, which is insane. He has that 338 Lapua with AP rounds and the thermal. Also, you have the other sectants in their gear. So a few Chad players out there went and farmed him, not realizing he's not a normal boss, and it torpedoed their reputation. I'm not completely certain here, but killing the sectants that are with him might also lose you rep. If you can confirm that, either way, please let me know. Not necessarily the end of the world, especially if you don't care about karma. However, nobody has gotten to Lightkeeper yet. We don't know if his reputation is also affected by this. Maybe if you're negative at all, you can't even see the tasks for Lightkeeper, or if you're not max Scav Karma, you can't speak to him. We don't know yet, but you could be doing significant damage to your progression if you go farming him. If you're already not looking good, or you just want to get your Scav Karma up anyway, hit the vehicle exit on streets if you can. It's giving good rep, and it also allows me to update you guys that I do now know where it is. I actually walked through here twice on day one, but it just wasn't there for me, so I couldn't know it was there. All vehicle exits and co-op exits in the game, if you can get a friendly Scav to come with you, of course, are prime real estate for fence rep, so farm those instead of Zirachi and you'll be fine. Also, of course, try to run your Scav and survive while killing players that you can't convince to leave with you. You can jump in VoIP and tell them about the gift that you'll get from Prapper, or I actually forget who gives you the gift. You're going to get a free gift if you end up using that extract, or you can tell them it's good for reputation with Lightkeeper. Now, that's a little bit of a fib there because we don't actually know if that's going to help you with Lightkeeper yet, but hey, it probably does, and say what you have to say to get to that exit because you're going to want that. Yes, the wall is weird in the hideout. This is everybody, guys. Please stop DMing me about it. We think it will have something to do with the gym because that's the only thing that we knew was coming for the hideout that isn't here yet, but it may have something to do with a money sink for the hideout around maintaining the area, as you do have to mop the area, which at the moment just costs some fleece. So I'm not sure exactly how that turns into a gym. Maybe it forces us to not do a good job with it, and then the wall ends up collapsing, and then there's a big room on the other side that we just turn into a gym. We'll have to wait and see. But for sure, something different is going on here, so try to keep up with it. I'm sure there's a few people out there that aren't doing it just to see what happens, so we will see what happens if you don't end up doing it. At the moment, we don't know of anything extensive, but there are the negative perks that are right on the screen for when you aren't doing it. We just don't know if that ends up getting worse. The skill level that shows up on certain extracts is Charisma, we believe, so no PMC Karma yet. Also something that you can stop DMing me about. I think we would have really known about it if it was in the game by now, but hey, maybe Lightkeeper's tracking it. Some have spotted books specifically referencing teaching you how to craft electronics, verbatim. Once someone gets to the higher level crafts, we'll know if these are needed yet. I suggest that you hold on to the ones that you do find. BSG did say some crafts will require you to complete tasks. So maybe now the tasks is to find one of these books, which would make a very good placeholder for that system of reading books to teach you how to craft stuff. So yeah, hold on to the books if you find them and you want to be able to craft the best stuff later on in the game. Lightkeeper has still not been reached by anyone. I will say that again. Lightkeeper has still not been reached by anyone. A few of you guys have been messaging me with stuff for those that I haven't been able to respond to, and anybody that would like to say something in the future, as of right now, Lightkeeper has not been reached by anyone yet. That's it. So since we now have complete confirmation Zryachiy is a cultist boss, we lose reputation for killing him on our PMCs. He's protecting Lightkeeper while Lightkeeper himself has a marked room in his house. That is complete confirmation that Lightkeeper himself is associated with the cult, and we will be helping him in some way as part of the story. So we are officially teaming up with the cult. If you have any details on how to use these items in game or found any of the tasks, please let me know on Twitter or Discord, especially if you have to use these advanced electronics in a specific way. Both my Twitter and Discord are linked below. You should check those out regardless. But again, if you find something, let me know. If you're the first, I'll shout you out on Twitter. But that's going to do it for today, guys. If you didn't see the new stuff for Arena and Streets, it's really cool. Go check out yesterday's breakdown on the Tarkov TV right here. If you like this video, there's a button for that. Subscribe for more like it, or jump into the comments and tell me how there's something weird with the wall and the hideout again. For the latest news, check this out. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a nice day. See you guys.